Hey guys, Josh here, and a few weeks ago I made a video about Humble Bundle. There was a bundle of 7 farming games that you could get for under $18. I thought this was a pretty good deal, and I was just kind of reviewing all of the games, wanted to share this with you. So unfortunately that farming games bundle is now over, so you can't get it anymore. But there is a new bundle now called the Sim-ple Life, which is $13, 13 Canadian dollars, so that's going to be less than 10 US dollars if you're in the US. And it comes with 8 simulation games. So in this video, I just want to kind of review those games and you can see if this bundle is worth it or not for you. If you're not familiar with Humble Bundle, it's this website that makes different bundles, usually for a pretty good price, and some of the money will go to the developers, the Humble platform, some charity, and I also have a partner link. So I'll put the link in the description. So if you do decide to get this bundle, some of this money will go to support this channel as well. So feel free to use my link if you're interested. But yeah, I just want to go over these games. I had to buy this bundle because there were some games I had not played yet. So it was my first time playing Yonder. It was my first time playing Summer in Mara and Luna's Fishing Garden. So I'm really glad I got this bundle because I got to play games that I had not played before. But I don't like all of these games. So let's start with the first one is Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles. It's the same developer as Grow Song of the Ever Tree, which came out, I think, last year or 2 years ago. Time flies, I can't remember exactly. But the game feels similar to that one where there's a lot of stuff to do. So you never run out of things to do. There's lots of quests, lots of fetch quests. That's most of what this game is. So everywhere you go, there's going to be tons of characters giving you things to do. So you'll have to go around and accomplish quests for them, gather materials. And also the more you progress, you're going to get these little spirits or these little sprites actually. And you will be able to remove the murk, which is kind of like this dark purple fog. And then once you remove the murk, you will get access to new areas, which means new resources and new people to give you a lot of quests. And yeah, it's just like a fetch quest game, basically. The world is really beautiful in this game. Unfortunately, the characters are not as beautiful. So it feels like the characters, like the character models were really rushed. And I don't know, like they just look extremely cheap, like they don't have hands. And maybe it was a stylistic choice, but I don't know, the characters just don't look that good, but the environments are beautiful. But honestly, I played about 3 hours of this game. I think you can finish the main story in like 6 hours or so. There's lots of things to do, but I found that none of these things were really interesting because I'm not a fan of just doing fetch quests. I want to like kind of do my own thing, and it feels kind of overwhelming just the amount of quests that there are. So I don't know, it's a cute game, but if it's the only one you're missing from this bundle, I wouldn't recommend paying $13 just for this game. But yeah, so Yonder was a little bit disappointing for me. The next one is Lake. And this one I actually played when it first released. That was maybe last year or so. And I think it is my favorite game on this list. Basically, you play as this girl who moves to a little town and she's gonna work as a delivery person. So you're just gonna be delivering mail to the people of this little town. You're gonna be driving the mail truck. And when you deliver the mail, you will see the people, so you will chat with them. What I love the most about this game is just, yeah, like all of those little cutscenes and the interactions with the different characters. And then you will see like the character development. So the more you deliver mail to a certain character and like the more you play it, the more you'll get to know them. And I don't know, it's just very relaxing. And I love driving the mail truck, listening to the radio. And it was a really beautiful game as well. And I played about 8 hours or so. And I will say towards the end, the mail delivery portion gets a little bit tedious because you always deliver to the same houses, and yeah, it gets repetitive, but I think for the story and the characters, it's worth like going through it. But yeah, it was really cozy, really fun, really beautiful. And next we have Townscaper. So this one is very basic. So you just place blocks and you choose colors, and with those blocks you're gonna build a town. There is no goal, there's no currency, there's no like objectives or anything. So it's almost more like an art thing than a game, I would say. But it's perfect if you just want to pass time. I have like 3 hours in this game, and it's just like me playing for 15 minutes once in a while in between other games, or if I'm just bored, I'm looking for something fun to do. And depending on how you place your blocks, it will create different structures. So for example, if you place like lots of little blocks surrounding an area, it can create like a courtyard with grass and things like that. And the way you build your towers, they're going to look different. So there's quite a lot you can do. And sometimes you'll have like benches and like little birds and a little bit of life. But yeah, and you can also like change the time of day. You can take screenshots. There are like different filters and things like that. And I feel like no matter what you do, it will always be beautiful. So even if you're not like an artistic person, and even if you don't really know what you're doing, it will be beautiful. Like no matter what you do, it will be beautiful. Yeah, it's just a very relaxing game. I actually made a video on that game like a long time ago. As you can see, 97% positive on Steam. So people love that little game. Next, we have a Garden Paws. And this one, I played on the Switch. And I was a little bit disappointed on the Switch because even though I loved the gameplay of this game, like you can run your little shop, you can farm, you have your little shops and customers will come in. It's also like open world, so there's a lot to explore, a lot of things to do. There's building, crafting. Honestly, it has a lot of content and you can play this game for hours and hours. But I was a little bit disappointed with the Switch version because the graphics looked a little bit messy. The controls were a bit clunky as well. And it was just not the best experience. So I decided to get this one on Steam when I bought this bundle. And it's so different. It looks so much better on PC. By the way, all of the codes that you get in this bundle, they're all Steam codes. But yeah, it looks so much better on PC. Some assets still look a little bit weird. I feel like the tools, like in your toolbar, like the little tools don't fit well with the world and the characters. Yeah, like some assets kind of don't match with everything else that's in the game. But it's a lot more beautiful on PC than on Switch. So if you were disappointed with the Switch version, I think it might be good to get it on Steam. And next we have, I'm not sure how you pronounce this one, Winkeltje, I don't know. Winkeltje, the little shop. And this one, I started playing it sometime last year. It really reminds me of the expansion pack for The Sims 2, Open for Business. I know you can have a business, I think, in The Sims 4 as well, but for some reason, it reminds me of The Sims 2 a little bit more. But yeah, so pretty much you're going to be running your shop. You can hire employees. You can have like different types of shops. So for me, I had like a grocery store. I had a little garden and I was growing crops. I was also cooking some stuff, and then I would just place the stuff on the shelf. And then you can like hire people to restock the shelves for you. There's also going to be different like events in the world that will affect supply and demand. So sometimes certain items will be more popular or more valuable. Yeah, I played this game for about 10 hours and it does get a little bit repetitive because every day you're going to be doing the same thing. Open your shop, restock. You can decorate also if you like decorating. There's a lot you can do in this game. But yeah, you're going to run your shop every day and then close the shop. And then you can upgrade it, and then you do the next day. So it's kind of repetitive like that. I think most shop management games are. Also, it's been receiving quite a few updates. So I think it has improved quite a bit since the last time that I played. Next, we have Summer in Mara. And similarly to Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles, I was a little bit disappointed with that one. So it is a beautiful game. I will say the world looks beautiful. The characters are beautiful as well. I love the diversity in like there's so many different creatures and it's just a really lovely and immersive world. But the gameplay felt a little bit lacking for me. I don't know if you've played other games. So this is made by Chibig. They also made another game called Dayland. And I was a little bit disappointed with the gameplay of that game as well. It just felt very generic, a little bit lackluster. Like there was nothing really interesting about the gameplay. It was just really basic. And I feel like Summer in Mara is a little bit more fun than Dayland, but still nothing really like interesting. For example, when you plant your crops, you don't even need to, like, if you water your crops, they will grow a bit faster, but if you don't water them, there's no consequence. So basically, most of the game, you will just, so basically, you live on this little island and you will have a boat, so you can go to town. So you will go to town and people will ask you, for example, oh, I would love to have 5 carrots. So you're gonna go back to your little island, you're gonna plant 5 carrots, and then you can just sleep 5 days in a row. Then your carrots are ready, you harvest them, and then you go to town, and then you give them the carrots. Like, the gameplay was not really interesting enough to keep me playing this game. Yeah, there are so many great simulation games and like farming games that it's hard for me to like really recommend Summer in Mara. So similarly to Yonder, if it's the only thing you're missing in this bundle, I would not necessarily recommend it. But next we have Staxel. And this game is very similar to Minecraft, but with more farming elements. So taking care of your animals and farming is a little bit more complex than in Minecraft. There's also a lot more crops. And also it's more story focused. So the different villagers will give you quests and things like that. And there's going to be more people moving in. It also has some kind of like Animal Crossing elements to it. But one issue I've had with this game were the controls. So in Minecraft, I love building. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I love like building nice houses and things like that. But I feel like in Staxel, it was really tedious and really clunky. Especially like I was trying to make a rooftop and I was just struggling so much. So I did stream this game, I think sometime last year. So if you want to check out some actual gameplay, I would recommend you check that out. Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with the controls and also the UI, like switching between tools. Like, I don't know, like the whole UI controls was not that good and it kind of ruins the game for me, especially when you want to play like a relaxing game. You want the controls to be cozy and you want the controls to be like easy and intuitive, but it's just not the case with Staxel, so that kind of ruins it for me, unfortunately. By the way, Staxel, I played like 20 to 30 hours. Let me check exactly. Actually, I played 18 hours of Staxel, so it is the game on this list that I've played the most, but it was still a little bit disappointing. But yeah, I still got some fun out of it. But last, not least, Luna's Fishing Garden. So I was really not expecting a lot of this game. It's really cheap if you want to get on Steam just by itself. It's like $6 Canadian. So if you're in the US, it's going to be like less than $5. And I've played it for 2 hours and a half. And that's all I needed to complete this game. So it is pretty short. And basically how it works is that you're on this little island at first. And you will gain some currency and you will use that currency to plant more crops. You can plant crops on the land and you can also plant stuff in the water, and then you will harvest them, sell them, get more currency, and you'll be able to plant more. And the more you progress, the more little islands you will unlock. And also eventually you will get things like birds that will pick up the fruits automatically for you and capybaras that will harvest the stuff in the water. So it kind of becomes an idle game where you have to be active at first, but eventually it will be kind of automated almost. Yeah, it's very addictive. So I played it in one shot. I just installed it and I played 2 hours and a half and then I was done with everything. But it was really addictive for that time that I played. Also, it's very cute and the fishing is fun. So there's 2 fishing modes. So by default, it's very similar to Stardew Valley. But if that gets a little bit tedious, as much as I love that fishing, you need to fish a lot in this game. So that got a little bit tedious for me. But there's also a simple mode, which is a lot easier, a lot more relaxing. So yeah, I love that there were 2 fishing kind of difficulties. But yeah, you know what? I really, really loved that game. And so that's the 8 games that are in this Humble bundle. So it is $13. Would I recommend it? So it really depends. I feel like if you're just missing one game, for example, if you're just missing Luna's Fishing Garden, well, you can get this game for $6. So just get the game by itself. If you're missing like Luna's Fishing Garden and Summer in Mara or Yonder, which were a little bit disappointing for me, maybe it's still not worth it. But if there are like 2 or 3 more games, that you're missing, then at this point, I think it could be interesting. I don't think it's as interesting as the Fighting Farmers bundle that was there like a few weeks ago, but it's still pretty good. Definitely Lake, if you have not played that, I would recommend it for that. Garden Paws, you could have a lot of fun with that as well. Winkeltje is pretty fun. Townscaper is fun, but just like Luna's Fishing Garden, it is very cheap if you want to just get that. So definitely you need to be missing a few of these games to make it worth it. But if you do think it's worth it, I do have my partner link, which I will put in the description. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know if you've played any of those games. Let me know if you got the bundle. Which one is your favorite game? Which one is your least favorite game? I always ask for your favorite, but which one do you not like? Please let me know in the comments. And that's gonna be pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and I'll see you all in the next video.